É brincadeira, hein? Esses caras estão no mundo da lua.
Mas não esqueça que isso é criatividade. Então, copia, mané.
Hello, ÚNA Fest. Welcome to my house, to my home studio. My name is Gregorio Carnevale and I'm from Rio, Brazil. And today I will show to you a little bit of my art and how I make it work. Rio is a bit of a chaotic city. Here the environment is a mix of everything: poor people, rich people, wild nature, huge buildings, etc. As an artist, I try to read all the movements that this atmosphere gives to me and try to create art with all these resources. I like to transit in a lot of different environments, so I'm searching for new stuff, place, and people at all the time. I believe that making new waves and new connections in the world that we live is the most important thing to make art have a singularity. I think that this has a direct link with nature because if it didn't exist webs and dialogues, the whole ecosystem would not work. Foli Griô, it is a collective that I am part of. Foli is a project that brings the mix of Afro-Brazilian regional sounds with the contemporary language of Afrobeat and jazz. On our first album, Aju, we collaborated on track with emblematic artists of Brazilian popular culture, bringing different rhythms in a single record. We also highlight issues around life, nature, and everything that encompasses social life in direct and indirect ways, bringing reflexes in the form of music. The following track that we are going to see, called AU, includes two illustrious collaborators, Dofono de Omulu, a symbolic figure of the candomblé, and Carlos Malta, a renowned popular musician.
Eu quero chamar com muita honra aqui Carlos Malta. terror do desconhecido. Que as encruzilhadas das dúvidas sejam afastadas de minha vida e que o seu vento sopre ao encontro do meu espírito. Ó San, meu pai, mestre e senhor das folhas, que suas folhas possam alegrar minha alma, me cubram com proteção e cuidado. Música, mãe e senhora das curas, que o seu pássaro cante para levar minha saudade, cante para levar minha dor, que o seu pássaro cante eternamente, para que eu possa sentir o seu amor.
Well, that was a little bit of Foli Griô. Now let's talk a little about my solo project, Ludovico. Ludovico is a project that seeks to present and unify several artists from all forms of the arts. I have this idea of being constant movement to our new connections, showing that all networks are possible, celebrating difference and their singularities, and pointing that it is remarkable possible to nurture and create with the different bodies. Let's check the first single released this year called Groma #1, a single that I made as a video clip during quarantine and invited a couple of friends, Luisa Helbron and Hobie, who are professional contemporary dancers, to make the visual part of the single, a homemade project.
Live from Bedford Stuyvesant. The live is what? Representing BK to the fullest. Gets a bullet. Bet stuck in with Big B bucket.
Chicken heads be fucking in my bathroom fucking. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
Yo, anytime you want to stop playing.
Drop the jump.
I've always had a connection with the streets and the nature that streets in Rio give me. I've always been to funk parties and street events with a lot of street artists. For me, one of the most important places that have this atmosphere on the street art is Febarge. Located in Lapa neighborhood in the downtown area, it brings the sound of samba reggae and Afro rhythms with a lot of resistance and a group called Orumilá. Orumilá is part of the reference that I try to bring to my art in the context of raw art that talks about reality and works with the possibilities that are given them to work with, making wonderful presentations and movements with the tools they have. I believe that this is the most genuine way to connect art with nature, by showing that we can grow sensibility with simple things and strong feelings, creating connections between different bodies in the same room. In the last months, we have been in quarantine, and this makes all the ways of art change to new forms of exposition, most of all on the internet. It's fun to think about how art is essential for humanity and how without it everything would be hard to keep going. Inside my house, I've been thinking a lot about how independent artists can keep producing art in sustainable ways with collabs, with homemade production, and with the resource that each one has in their homes. For an artist, I think it's especially hard to be locked down, to not be in crowded place with people making different ways to connect with art and street. Well, it's a reflection that I believe that a lot of people are struggling with. Here in Rio, inside my room, I try to keep producing new materials and exploring new textures. When this virus is gone, I believe that a lot of artists will shine again.